Beautiful soul family, welcome to Eringy. I'm Erin. Today we're going to be doing our monthly forecast for April 2023. So as always, go grab yourself a pen and paper if you haven't already. This is important because being that this is a collective reading, that means that it is a reading that goes across the entire, planet. But it's good for you to take what you get from this reading and be able to associate it to your own personal life. Writing it down can really, really help, especially to help you kind of refer to as you continue through this month of April. Now, also, grab a cup of tea, coffee, or in my case, some water. Stay hydrated, and I'll meet you back here. All right, so last month we did the option for you to choose a card, numbers 1 all the way up to number 8. And so if you feel like you need to do that or you want to do that right now, because if you choose a card, like you're sort of feeling like you're really drawn to a particular card around here, then that has a sort of more personal or like a very specific message for you, and you can keep using your intuition to kind of hone in and understand what that means to you. So very cool. So I'm feeling quite zen. I was sort of thinking, what should I wear today? Think a little bit of, tie-dye can always help, puts me in that nice sort of relaxed vibe, and I'm wondering if maybe that's the vibe this month. Time will tell. But last month was all about igniting your passion, tuning into that. It was also about trying to focus more on the success of who you are as a person, not so much the success of what you see in the material world. And it was about listening more to your heart, and as a result of that, transforming into not a totally different person, because you are always that person, but just different aspects of yourself are going to sort of shine through, and that essentially transforms you. So yeah, I'm interested to know what's coming up for this month of April. Shall we get started? Let's do that. So the theme for this month is solitude. How interesting. Solitude. So I'm thinking that, with last month, the way that it kind of unfolded, this month is really an opportunity to not necessarily take action, not always be on the go, but really try to rest. I think there's this really annoying belief in society where rest means that nothing is getting done, or rest means that you aren't succeeding in life, or that you're lazy and all that BS, when really rest is about taking what has occurred or what is going on within you and just sitting with it, finding stillness, being in the moment. So this month is really about being in the moment, being present, despite what's going on in the outside world. And this is really about you understanding that a lot of the answers that you're seeking are coming from within you, not outside of you. So I think it's training you in a way to start to listen to yourself even more than what you ever have before. So that's really lovely. So let's have a look at your current situation then. Okay, so we've got your third eye chakra, which is the area between the eyebrows here. Third eye relates to your ability to see the truth in all things, your ability to absorb your intuition, having the foresight of knowing what to do, when to do it, who you want to become, who you are, It's third eye, it is sure it's about, seeing into the future, that kind of thing. But really, third eye is just seeing clearly and seeing the truth in all things. And I think, because we are living in a very strange time where things aren't really all that they seem, but we're understanding that they aren't always what they seem. And so we're asking these questions. We're diving a little deeper. We're doing a bit more research, and I think that we are coming more in touch with our own inner guidance, our inner knowing, as opposed to always relying on external resources to know what's going on, what's the best move. So yeah, your current situation is that you are open and willing to explore that, to start using it. And if not, you probably are already using it, even if you don't realize that you're doing it. So that's very, very cool. How is that affecting you, I wonder? Victory and success. We had this last month. The victory and success card. So this is really cool. There's a lot of purple going on at the moment. I'm wearing a purple top. Oh, that's awesome. Yay, feeling the vibes. Okay, so how does that affect you? Well, some would say from the outside that they're looking in on your life and they'd be like, aren't you alone? Like, aren't you feeling a little lonely? Don't you want to surround yourself around a lot of people? And really the answer that you would say to them is no. And that's great, because you do need this time. You need this, pardon me, this time to settle and be still and not always keep doing stuff. And that to you is success, is just to identify when that time is needed, when that's needed. Okay, great. So now we know where you are and what you're currently sort of, how that's affecting you. Let's look into what you're willing to surrender, or what may need surrendering. That's funny. Foundation and achievements. So that was our card. That was the theme of February. Yes, February. That was the theme of February. And then it showed up last month. I can't remember what that was for. But yeah. So we're surrendering that. Okay. Let me just focus on that. Saying goodbye to the material. Okay, so yeah, it was funny, isn't it? Because last month I remember saying that Spirit was encouraging you to see success as more of a personal development thing, not a material thing. And then this card comes through and it feels, again, more material. So things for me are shifting for you on the material sense of what you thought that you wanted. Time has changed so much, and certainly the financial aspect of things has changed as well. Sort of, just our everyday expenses has certainly changed. And it feels like you are starting to understand that maybe those things that you were wanting weren't necessarily, maybe those things that you thought you needed weren't so much what you needed, but more so what you wanted. And that's fine. It's fine. Oh my gosh. Please don't think that when I'm saying about material things that I think it's terrible that you want stuff. It's not that at all. What I'm trying to get at is that sometimes when we're so focused on trying to achieve the material stuff, we kind of get in our own way and we get disappointed. And when things don't go our way, we start to bring about that negativity towards ourselves and the really bad self-judgment that, oh, I can't believe I can't achieve that when I want to achieve that. So this one is really asking you to let the material expectation of this world go a little bit. They're not saying let it go completely, because I'm sorry, we're here. We're in this vessel. Like, we can't help but live in a material world. That's kind of why we're here, to experience that, the 3D version of who we are. So, but what they're trying to get at is that it's your chance to maybe let go of some of those things. This could be a really good opportunity, even if you want to start to declutter physically, start to, go through the home, get rid of everything that you just really don't want, don't need, and, can pass that on to some people that really could benefit from it. That would be amazing. Make some space, allow some free flow of energy to move through your actual property. Yeah. Yeah, this is a multifaceted meaning, this one, isn't it? I might need to keep coming back to that. I'm just not sure. I think I'm going to stop that one there and we'll see how we go with that. Okay, so if we are surrendering some of our material things and we're letting go of the expectation that we have to have things, and it's not okay just to be content with what we have, what are you willing to embrace? What are you ready to embrace? The truth. Okay, so we're ready to embrace balance. We're ready to embrace both the material and the non-material, the ether, the evolution, the all things of who you are, your purpose, your passion, all of those. And it's always got to come from that place of truth, of honesty. So got to be honest with yourself. What do you want on a non-physical sense? What do you want on a non-physical sense? That's what this card means. So you are going to start embracing that. You're embracing the answers to that, because that's essentially going to change your direction, your path, in a really good way. I feel like it's a very positive way. I feel like, yeah, it's funny. I keep looking around because I'm almost trying to associate this to my own life and going, what would I want to give away? And I'm just so content, just so content with where I am, and just being surrounded by nature. And it's those things, they're material things, but they're not man-made things. They're natural, and that's the sort of thing that, for me personally, I need to embrace more of. So there's the balance there that I know within me that's where I'd like to kind of find more balance this month. So what does that card mean for you? When I talk about balance, when I talk about, finding that scale, that even scale between the physical and non-physical, what does that mean to you? I also feel like, because you are using your third eye, you're seeking the truth. This is, again, something else that you are ready to embrace. You're ready to hear maybe what you weren't ready to hear even a few years, even last year, a few years ago, last year. You're just in a different position now. It feels like you can handle it a little bit more about what's coming. So when it does come, you're not gonna be in a position where you're like, oh shit, now what am I gonna do? Yeah. Okay. Achievements, accomplishments, passion. That was our theme last month. Passion ignited. Okay, woohoo. Okay, so again, you're still working on the fire in the heart. That's fabulous. Working with the heart energy. Gosh, there's a lot of purple. All comes full circle, doesn't it? How you're doing this last month, tuning into that passion, and everything that you were doing was kind of focused on that, and now we're here again, and this is your achievement. So you've done so incredibly well following on from last month to do that, to achieve that. And it's a lifelong journey. It's going to be something you'll continue to do, following that passion, because it's going to keep changing. It's not like you have one passion and then that's it for the rest of your life. So that's really cool. So congratulations. This is something that you're going to achieve this month. It's going to feel like you have kind of been a little bit more definitive of what that purpose and that passion actually is for you in this very moment. So that's something to really, really look forward to. And I think that's going to come from you being a lot more certain about how to bring about a balance in your life. I know that it says the truth card, but to me, it's just feeling like finding that balance. I think the scales can tip really easily. So it's just kind of like a little bit like the micro adjustments in your life. What are those things you just need to just tweak a little bit so that you can get that nice balance? All right, fabulous. Okay, so we're going to be looking now for this month what to avoid. We had this last month, and this was the same. This was the same card that came. That's so funny. Prosperity begins. Might have a different meaning though this time. So let's just tune in with this. This one feels a little more protective, I feel. Like last month, this card meant that, you were letting go of the whole needing stuff as opposed to needing evolution and growth. This one feels more of a protection kind of thing. Sort of nurturing what you are accomplishing. Okay, so when I was saying about the culling with foundation and achievement, yes. When I was saying that, Spirit's sort of saying that it's all really good to let go of all of those things, the material stuff, yeah. But they sort of said, but the thing that really they encourage you to hold very close to the heart is that thing that is your why. The why. Why are you doing what you do? When crap happens through the day, why do you get through it? What's the motivation? And often that part of that motivation is your passion. So I often sort of say when people ask me, oh, Erin, how do I figure out what my passion is? One of the questions I ask them is, well, what's your thing that you'll fight for? What's the thing that upsets you if you see it happen and you just want to step in and try and help? What's that? The things that you want to protect. So this is sort of basically sort of saying that you want to avoid opening that of yourself too much. They're asking you to protect it like this seed, like just kind of hold it close to your heart for a while before you let everyone else know about it. Okay, so I feel like I'm holding something. They're saying that it will grow, but the circumstances on the external world aren't viable environment for that growth just yet. I'm really hoping this is making sense to you. So they're asking you, don't give up on it. Don't just let it go. Try to avoid the urge to just go, well, I'm not seeing results right now, so therefore this isn't my right path. They're asking you just to kind of, find the solitude, okay? Find the stillness within, calm down, right? Take hold of that passion and hold it tight. Not too tightly, but don't let it through the fingers. Okay, so that's where they're getting at with that one. So, yeah, it's a very interesting month of April, isn't it? So let's have a look at their kind of overall message. That's just such a crappy card. So can we just put this one back and I'll get another one? No, it's fine. This one's heartache and loss. Let's have a look at this overall message. Okay, be prepared. You're not going to want to hear this, but I'm going to tell you anyway, because at least then you have that resilience and the know-how to go, okay, Erin said this is okay. Be prepared that, okay, this month might feel a little bit murky. Hey, Frankie. Hi. This is Frankie. So, yeah, no, don't go near that. No. They're so curious, aren't they, the cats? They're just gorgeous. Anyway, this month of April is just going to feel a little like, what's it going to feel like, Frankie? What should we say? Yeah, this this month is just going to feel a bit on the murky side. And it's going to feel like that loss, I think, because we have, as a society, sort of built up this thought that the material things is what matters. And so it can be hard to let those things go. And it can be hard to trust that we've still got the survival abilities, we've still got the creative abilities without those sorts of things. So he's really loving that candle, isn't he? So it might feel like a bit of a loss. But, you know, we always have to drop down into that place before we can come back up. And we have to move through it because it's our journey, you know, that's just what we've got to do. So it's interesting too, though, with this particular card showing up as kind of like an overall kind of message, is that they're emphasizing that even when things seem a little doom and gloom, that there is always a really good purpose, a really good reason for this. And it is easy to feel like your hands are tied and that there's nothing that you can possibly do. Particularly when the outside world is almost reminding you that there's nothing that you can do about it. But ultimately, your strength, your soul has every ability to do what it wants, when it wants. Your beliefs, your values, the core of who you are can all stand up and just, you know, be who you want to be, with or without the external world coming on board and supporting you or not supporting you. And so I feel like, you know, for this month, it's just ultimately more about you being comfortable in yourself, not needing the external world to kind of be there as your support, because I feel like in some ways the external world has, not everybody, but people who we thought we could trust, we can no longer. And then that certainly feels like it's like, well, who can I trust? Ultimately, the person that you can trust the most is yourself. And that comes through in these cards, especially sort of through, you know, you checking with your inner knowing, your focus, your truth of what you see, your ability to start to do that, your ability to find a balance, you know, making sure those scales are nice and even, your ability to just celebrate your passion and be really, you know, into it. Yeah, but at the same time protecting it too. Okay. So yeah, the solitude is your key for this month. Because I feel like, you know, this world has got a lot of there's a lot of energy that's a little like, ugh, you know. That's really all I can describe. That's how I can describe it, because words just can't describe it. And solitude is going to be your savior for that. And so if you feel like your hands are tied, if you feel like there is not much to look forward to, if you feel like you're kind of in a dark place and there's no chance for you to turn around and look out the window, then come back to this, the solitude, come back to stillness, come back to yourself, your truth. You know, use your inner wisdom, use your clairvoyance, your ability to see the truth. Know that you are an incredibly resilient soul and you have every right to be here, and you have every right to be creatively who you want to be as well. Okay? So, interesting, isn't it? Interesting month this April. So, yeah, again, with with this, I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to hear if there was a particular card that you chose that you were like, wow, that really resonates with me this month. So leave a comment below, give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, it's a new channel, I get it. So, we're just kind of, getting into it. We're starting to build the momentum. See, this is my passion. This is my passion. So yeah. So we're all doing this together. This is, when I'm relaying all of this information to you, I'm not external from any of this. I too am feeling this as well. So yeah, we've got each other's back. We're all good. This is a beautiful soul family. So we've got to kind of stick together in these sorts of times, but also know that we're very strong within ourselves too. All right. So all the best for this month. And I will catch you very, very soon. Mwah. Bye.